also do team engagement training, because your team are your brand ambassadors, probably the most important profit generator in your business. It's like the gold mine in your business is your team. How are they engaging with your customers? And are they set up to win? Are they set up to be your brand ambassadors? Unless we're forced to change, and we've been forced to change. So this is the time. And how can you future forward your business? Find out who your customers are, what's important to them, talk to them, be over the top in communication with your customers, have your team know how to have those conversations with your customers, find out what they like, find out what they don't like, find out how their needs have changed in the last 2 years. Because your business has gone through an interruption in the last 2 years, but guess what? So have your customers. Their lives have been interrupted. Their needs and wants are different. So if you want to really tap into the opportunity we have right now, is get in communication with your customers. Who are they? What do they need now? How can you deliver on those needs? How can you solve issues for your customers? And then position that as your business. For an owner or a manager, your team are your customer. And if you're not taking care of them, they're not taking care of your customer. So it doesn't matter how well you design that customer interface and that customer experience. If your team aren't delivering it, if they're not set up as brand ambassadors, you're not going to have a consistent experience. And you can create an absolute wow outcome and experience for your customers, and your team doesn't deliver that consistently. And so you lose trust. And if you lose trust, you don't have relationship. In most businesses that I've seen, regardless of the industry, it takes 3 interactions, 3 transactions, 3 separate purchasing trips before you pay back what it costs to attract a new customer, the acquisition cost. So if you're transactional, you're spending so much money to attract people, and the profitability is when you get repeat traffic. And I'm back to your team. You can design the best experience, have the best store. If your team aren't delivering that aligned experience, doesn't matter. The team need to be set up to win. So not just the tasks they're responsible for, but the outcomes. What are the standards of success for their role? They need to know. You could say every customer needs to be greeted when they come in the store. How long? They greeted 5 minutes in or 3 seconds in, 3 steps in. What's the standard of that? All customer calls need to be returned. Great. What's the standard within 2 business hours, within a business day? What are you setting up so the team knows what's expected? That listening is one of our most important skill sets. 2 ears, 1 mouth, listen first. And if you want, Daniel Pink in his book Drive said that in today's economy, money's kind of the foundation. You have to pay your team well for what they do, relevant to what they do, but they have to be paid well for what they do. Take it off the table. So, but what really drives people is purpose, development, and autonomy. So purpose, that they feel like they have an impact, they're problem solvers in their role. Development, that they're always growing and engaging, they're learning. And as they learn more, they're able to take on more responsibility, they have more autonomy. And that's when you tap into talent. But the moment you take blame out of the equation, now you can engage with, okay, so this didn't work. Why didn't it work? What do we need to do differently to have this produce the outcome we want? But if there's blame, nobody wants to touch it.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the difference between blame and accountability for me. And I think if it's being put on the shoulders of anyone other than the leader, then it's blame, not accountability in my book. But there we go. That might be controversial as well. Certainly is for some leaders. But anyway, let's move on.
Most raving fans are not customers that everything went well. Raving fans are customers that something went wrong because of how the team and company handled it, turn them into raving fans. So, if you're not finding out what went wrong and embracing it and learning from it and responding to it, then you're missing, a real dynamic, not just for how to grow your business effectively, but how to connect with patients and have them be raving fans and your marketers in your community.
Yeah, you're missing that opportunity in the crisis, aren't you?